How do you keep your hair moisturized after 12 years of color and plenty of chlorine and sun exposure? I get asked this question a ton. When I started on my lock journey, no one told me how difficult moisture could be, and I was definitely doing it wrong for a while. But after over a decade on this beautiful hair journey, I have figured it out. If you're struggling with dry locks or you just want to add something to your own routine, this moisturizing masterclass is for you. I'm breaking down my entire approach to moisturizing my locks. I'm going to share my minimalist routine with you and share how I make my DIY moisturizing spray, do my hot oil treatments, and how I retain all of that moisture. So grab a drink and get comfortable. I've pulled my routines and my best demonstrations together in this one video so you don't have to go hunting through multiple videos. This video has 4 sections and I will have the timestamps in the description. We'll start with an overview of my very minimalist routine because I want you to know that you do not need expensive products to hydrate your locks. Then I'll get into sections 2 and 3 where I show you step by step how I make my DIY moisturizing spray and my hot oil treatments at home. Hint, you probably already have most of these ingredients at home right now. So many of the store-bought products are just terrible for our locks. And we'll finish with moisture retention because what you do after you moisturize is just as important as the routine itself. So let's get into it. My whole approach to moisturizing my locks comes down to one word: less. Less product, less money, and less fuss. And after 12 years, I am so happy to say that my locks have never been healthier. Here's how. Every time I wash my hair, which I do 1 to 3 times a week, depending on if I'm traveling or working out, I apply coconut oil as a moisture base. I use a cold pressed virgin oil to keep it as natural and pure as possible. By the way, I don't use conditioner in my hair while I'm washing it because this routine provides all the moisture and hydration that my hair needs. First, I spray my hair and add water. I take the coconut oil and start on my scalp. Rubbing it in, I give myself a nice little head massage basically. I move hair out of the way to make it really get to my scalp. I find that my scalp is the first to get really uncomfortable when my hair needs moisture, so this is important for me to make sure that my scalp is getting the moisture that it needs. After doing my scalp, I start with my hair. Working in sections, I rub the coconut oil from root to tip, working my way all the way around my head and all of this hair. My moisture base is applied and my hair is already feeling happy. Next, every morning I spray my hair with this homemade spray. It is the perfect combination of hydration, repair, and a beautiful smell. I've experimented with different ingredients over the years, and I find that this mixture of oils is the best for my hair. It's very lightweight. So inside of this bottle, I have grapeseed oil, avocado oil, rose water, and tap water. Simple. I do a hot oil treatment on my hair a couple times a year. I really want to do this monthly, but I just don't have time to do all the things. But if I do notice that my hair is shedding, or especially winters here in Canada are pretty harsh, so if I notice that my hair is super dry, then I will just do a hot oil treatment to get myself back on track. So that is my whole moisturizing routine. It's a coconut oil base, and then it's using my spray daily on my scalp and in my hair. I stopped buying moisturizing sprays over a decade ago and I haven't looked back. The DIY spray that I make at home is cheaper and cleaner than most things that you find in the store. I'm gonna show you step by step how I make my moisturizing spray and tell you about my favorite oils, but I've also included some substitutes in case you have different needs. Making your own moisturizing spray is super simple and, dare I say, fun. First thing you need, of course, is a spray bottle. When I first started making my own moisturizing spray, I was using those cheap dollar store bottles, but at some point I discovered these continuous fine mist bottles and I have been hooked ever since. They are literally night and day. This bottle, like the name implies, comes out as a mist. so it really spreads around my hair easily versus those cheaper bottles that come out as like a direct spray. So you have to do a lot of work to kind of move it around. And even then, it saturates the hair in like an uneven way. If you're making your own spray, I definitely recommend investing in one of these. They definitely are pricier than the dollar store option, but they make sure that the formula that you're putting so much work into making is distributed evenly around your head. At this point, I buy 2 at a time, as you can see, and I love these. I'll never go back. They're available in my Amazon store, and I'll link to them below if you want to check them out. Now that we have the most obvious part out of the way, let's talk about what we're actually going to put in the spray bottle. I've experimented with different oils over the years, and the combo I'm going to show you is the winner for me. However, I'm also going to talk about a couple other oils that you may want to consider depending on the needs of your hair. My main ingredient for hydration is plain old water. I fill up my bottle with about 3/4 tap water. Afro-textured hair thrives on water. Water adds moisture to our hair, and the oils seal that moisture in. I don't have exact measurements for the amount of oil that I put in my bottle, but you'll be able to see the amounts. First up, let's add grapeseed oil. Grapeseed oil is a super light oil. It moisturizes, strengthens the hair shaft, and promotes a natural shine. My favorite thing about grapeseed oil is how it leaves this really smooth feel on my locks after I've used it. Next up is avocado oil, which is another light oil that I love. It's a deep penetrating oil that really gets into your scalp and hair. It's deep moisturizing, strengthening, and adds shine due to its rich content of fatty acids and vitamins. It also protects from UV damage, and I am a child of the sun, so this is essential for me. Next up is rose water. Honestly, my main reason for adding rose water is the beautiful smell, but there's so much more to rose water. It soothes itchy and inflamed scalps with its anti-inflammatory properties. And it also balances the scalp pH. It locks in moisture, smooths hair, and tames frizz. And did I say that smells so amazing? Today I'm also going to be adding peppermint for the first time. Because this is an essential oil, it's important to mix this with a carrier oil like grapeseed oil or avocado. It's too concentrated to use it as is. Peppermint has many benefits for your scalp. The menthol in peppermint boosts growth through increased scalp circulation and has anti-inflammatory properties. This is my perfect combo of hydration and repair with a beautiful smell. However, there are other oils you may want to consider. Jojoba oil deeply hydrates dry locks and calms itchy, flaky scalps. It easily absorbs and adds a natural shine. You find this oil in so many products. Argan oil, another really popular oil, nourishes the scalp, moisturizes locks without buildup since it's lightweight, and promotes hair growth. Again, this is another popular oil that you'll find in many products. Olive oil is great for moisturizing, adding shine, and strengthening locks. However, it is a heavy oil that you should use sparingly to avoid buildup. I used to put this in my bottle, but I had to stop since it was so greasy and heavy. So I really advise you to try different oils and see which ones you like and which ones you don't. Like I said, I used to use olive oil and it works really well, especially when you want deep moisture, but it used to leave so much grease on my bonnet and I just could not do that. So I stick to lightweight oils now and I find they do the job just as well. You may also want to check out some of the essential oils. I haven't really been big into adding essential oils to my mixture, but peppermint really hit it for me when I tried it. So I feel like there's so much more to experiment when it comes to essential oils. Some situations call for more than just my daily hairspray. Winter, post-travel when I have really put my hair through a lot, or those weeks where my moisturizing routine slipped and I can feel it in my hair. This is the treatment I reach for when I need a hard reset. It's simple, intensive, and effective. Now in the video, I use a heating cap, but if you have a steamer, that's even better. The hot oil treatment that I'm making today is gonna be really simple. I'm just using 2 ingredients. I am gonna be using olive oil. It is great for repairing damaged hair. And I'm gonna be using honey, which contains vitamins that will nurture and nourish my hair. So that's what I'm gonna be making. I am going to heat it up in some hot water. I'm not using the microwave, and I'm going to leave this in the hot water while I wash my hair. So let's make this treatment. I'm gonna be freehanding today just because it's only 2 ingredients, and I'm gonna make an ample supply because I want to get not only my hair but my scalp. And then I want to get a good amount of honey. Hot water is ready. I'm just going to grab that and I'm just going to pour it on the outside of the bowl. So the oils are completely surrounded by hot water, so they should be warming up right now. And now I am gonna go and give my hair a good washing, and I will come back out and apply my treatment. I am all done with my wash and my hair feels so good. Oh, I needed that. I'll give you a little spin. I poured the hot water out from around the oil, and the treatment is nice and warm. So that is good, that worked. So I'm gonna apply the treatment now, and then this is something new that I'm trying, a conditioner cap. I saw this in the hair store and I thought I would try it. And it basically says that you can, this might be new or not, I don't know, I've never seen it. So it's new to me. Process with natural body heat, self-warming, elastic band holes, cap secure. My hair actually fit inside of this conditioning cap, as they're calling it. I've used almost all of the oil that I prepared, so my hair is very saturated in this mixture right now, and I'm just gonna leave this on for maybe an hour. So I made it through the hour and I just finished thoroughly washing my hair. I think I washed my hair 3 times with shampoo, and I just made sure to go through section by section to get all of that oil out. I'm drying it now with my towel, and I just wanted to report back that this conditioning cap really works. When I took it off my head, I felt like there was like steam coming off of my head and my hair, so I will definitely use that again. We are all dry now. I took my drying towel off a couple hours ago and I let it air dry. For this hot oil treatment, I considered buying a treatment, although I haven't done that in many years. So I went to the hair store, and at the hair store, I looked up some of the hot oil options, and I was just so turned off by what they had in there. Because, for example, I looked at like an olive oil hot oil treatment, and when I looked at the ingredient list, olive oil was like the third to last ingredient. And there was like 20 ingredients that came before the olive oil. For me, that's not what I'm looking for when I'm looking for a treatment for my hair. You know, I want something as pure as possible, not polluting as possible. And so it just confirmed for me that, you know, making my homemade treatments, that's why I like doing that. This last section is one that most people skip, including me for years: retention. You cannot fill a bucket that has a hole in it. If you are not protecting your locks at night, you are literally starting from zero every single morning. My night routine basically has 3 parts to it: moisturize, stimulate my scalp when needed, and protect. I shower at night and I let that steam do its work on my hair. So I put my hair up in a loose bun, and the steam from my shower moisturizes or infuses my hair with the #1 moisturizer for hair, for our kind of hair, and that is water. So after my shower, when my hair is still a little bit damp, if needed, especially like in these winter months, I will use my coconut oil and just take some of my fingertips and just rub it into my scalp as needed. I definitely do not do this every night. Last but definitely not least, probably the most important part of my night routine is my bonnet. And I have one of these extra long bonnets. So for me, it's really simple. I just gather my hair up and put it inside of this bonnet and let it hang loose. I recently discovered these long bonnets, I think in the last year or so, and I just love it. I could never go back to a small bonnet now, because I did have to sort of wrap my hair, or sometimes my hair would look a little crinkly if I didn't wrap it in one of those smaller bonnets. And in this guy, my hair is just free, and I love that feeling. Of course, a silk scarf or silk pillowcase works too, because a cotton pillowcase will suck all the moisture from your locks and basically erase all of the work you do to moisturize your hair. For the first few years that I had my locks, I was really stubborn and I didn't want to wear a bonnet. I just thought, like, I did all this work to get locks, why should I wear something on my hair at night? But when I started wearing a bonnet, and that was because I started getting a bit of a lint issue, I realized the difference in moisture. I didn't have to work as hard to moisturize my hair. And that's it. That's the full system. 1, spray your hair daily. Your hair wants moisture even if it doesn't seem like it. 2, use coconut oil after every wash to seal in that moisture. Don't skip this step. 3, satin at night. Do not let all of your moisturizing efforts go to waste. Consistency beats complicated every single time. Everything I mentioned in this video that I use in my locks and that I love for my locks is in my Amazon storefront. The link is in the description. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe for more, and thank you so much for watching. See you in the next one.